Guys, I just sold all of my Bitcoin because of this indication that just happened here in the monthly time frame. Going to be talking about why and what to expect for the Bitcoin price in the following 2 to 4 months in this case. And this is a very bad signal in this case from what I'm seeing here. I'm going to show you why with many examples and what I'm planning to do in the following upcoming months. So leave a like, comment, and share this YouTube video with your friends. Also subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your previous support. Also, for the Caspa videos have been very good. Yeah. Let's get started, guys, here. So, okay, guys. So, the reason why I sold all my Bitcoin was around, I will tell you, was around 26,150, around there, because of this very bearish signal I'm seeing here, okay? So the main thing is the Bitcoin price remained above this yellow line. Okay, this is the monthly time frame. So support still held above, and then closing below that is very bearish. The reason why, guys, you can see here. I'm gonna show you guys on the previous time frames here. So you can see that as soon as the Bitcoin price closes below this yellow line, this was after the bull market. So you have a fake out here and two monthly body candle closes below this yellow line, and you can see bear market on the midterm. Close above here, pump, okay? Still support, close below, dump, and this time frame it was C dump event. So this was the world event that most people already know about this, and you got continuation to the upside, close below, boom, close above, bull market. But you can see a clearer sample if we go to the 2015 time frame also here. You can even to those ranges was very accurate. So close below here, it even retested that, rejected, come back here, close above, fake out, rejection, close above, boom, bull market. So from what we are seeing here, yes, there are some instances in where the Bitcoin price does have fake outs, where if it closes, let's say, let's find a quick example here. It almost never happens, but it does happen once in a while. I would say almost never. Like you can see here, close above and then still below that. This example here, close below and it remained below after closing above, just keeps going higher. So it's very rare where you're gonna see a close below and then the next candle an immediate bounce. So something like below here and then out of nowhere just come above here. So what history shows us using technical analysis is after the Bitcoin price closes below that yellow line, we usually expect more downside, okay? So that's the main point of that. So, and not only that, guys, but if you go to the weekly, that also applies very well. You can see that after closing above the yellow line, pump, this was kind of a fake out. This was like a huge fake out to the downside, literally, because you had a bearish divergence here, plus closing below this yellow line, but this was a huge wick that formed and just continued going higher. But just because it happened here doesn't mean that it happens most of the times. You can see here closing below here, dump, closing above pump, closing below dump. And that's why I was able to predict that this was going to pull back very soon here on my previous videos, because it closed below this yellow line, plus it form a bearish divergence, okay? Just to keep it summarized. So bearish divergences, just in case you don't know, you see higher highs in the price. When you go to this indicator, you see lower highs. That means that the momentum in the volume is decreasing a lot compared to what the price is actually showing you here. So that means that there's a divergence, a difference in the price compared to this indicator, okay? And when you see that, usually you see a dumpage, and that's what happened. Not only that, guys, but this also happened here on the 2 weekly, you can see pump above here, support, and then fake outs, and now close below and rejection. Very bearish, guys. Not only that, guys, the other big reason why I sold here, so I can show you visually here, is a very clear double top. Very obvious here, and it is like this. Just double top, and this leads into more downside usually. Okay, so here what we can expect for the price, double top target. If you want to be very conservative, then this will be the target. Okay, technically speaking, that will be around 22,000. Let's see, I want to give you exact price there. So it would be around here. That would be $22,556.25. Okay, that would be the target. Just to I'm keeping it as like summarized as possible here. So that would be the target. Okay, and guys, so this is my Discord group here. So I mentioned on August 22, 2023, I already sold on my Bitcoin due to the following reasons, and I already mentioned this that case in today's video. I'm gonna be saying more about that, but this is all of the reasons why. And around $26,040 I sold all of my Bitcoin, expecting lower targets, which I'm going to be I will be talking more about that in today's YouTube video, guys. But yeah, if you want to know about more of my updates here for the Bitcoin price, what I'm doing here on my Discord groups, when I'm buying, selling, looking long-term, mid-term, short-term, and overall cryptocurrency market, like bottom indicators for the long-term, top indicators in the long-term. We have a lot of this. Cryptos I hold, questions, frequently asked questions. You can definitely join my Discord group, guys. It's very affordable. I'm going to be seeing you there very soon, so I really appreciate your support. If you choose to do so, very great. If not, still, I appreciate you guys for watching my YouTube videos and for supporting my YouTube video, guys. And we're gonna continue going here, guys. And yeah, not financial advice, but I can definitely help you navigate in the cryptocurrency market, guys. Okay, and yeah, guys, let's continue this Bitcoin technical analysis YouTube video, guys. 22,000 will be one of the strong supports here. Okay, and another confluence here, again closing below the yellow line on the 2 weekly, on the monthly, on the weekly, rejection below. And not only that, guys, but it also came below this pink line, which is the 200 simple moving average in the weekly time frame here, guys. Okay, that's not good, guys. Okay, you have boom, rejection, come back here. That's a very bearish wick. That's not good. Okay, guys. And okay, I'm gonna go here and tell you another reason why I'm expecting more of the pullback. So if you have seen my previous videos, there's something called Shemitah. So in summary, there's a 7-year cycle in which almost every 7 years you see a market crash. Most of the times, not every single one, but almost guaranteed most of the times. And so not only that, but we also have in combination with a 50-year cycle, which is Jubilee. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to Waters About Crypto. He goes into more detail about that. In that case, it's just to keep it summarized. What that means is that every 50 years, there's also a massive pullback or massive change in the market. Usually it's a pullback. And this year, we have a combination of the 7-year and the 50-year cycle. So in other words, double the bearish. Just to keep it like very summarized like that. And so usually last year, we went through that 7-year cycle, which I already mentioned before. If you go to my 2021 YouTube videos, I mentioned about the Shemitah, which I learned about with Waters Above Crypto in that case. And it happened exactly as predicted, as I expected, and also happened as Waters Above Crypto expected. But I was already very clear that was going to happen based on the evidence itself. So now, usually 1 year after the 7-year cycle, we expect the full rampage, which is very soon now. It would be in between this month and next month in November. Those will be my next month which I'm also taking into consideration. Okay, this is not only because of this tentacles, but because of the like I like to say, Shemitah rampage, because it's like that. It's rampage, especially with the stock market being overvalued by a lot, being on the Shemitah cycle, Jubilee cycle, monthly time frame, below the yellow line, the 8 simple moving average in the monthly time frame. The same for the weekly, 2 weekly, 3 weekly here also. So very bearish, even on the 4th week, I'm believing here. Yeah, very soon here. But yeah, it's insane, guys, and it's very interesting how that happens. And not only that, guys, but in the monthly, it also closed below the 50 simple moving average in the monthly. It's very bearish, guys. So I'm expecting more downside, and not only that, guys, but we are having a lot of confluence. Okay, the confluence I'm seeing here is that this target, double top on the monthly and 2 weekly, it would be around $22,568.66. It really depends on which time frame. If you look at the 2 weekly, then this will be the target. If you want to be very conservative and pull it from the monthly time frame here, then this would be the target. Okay, so you have in between, the target will be in between $24,230.22 to all the way down to 22,000. So $24,202.47 to all the way down to $22,568.66. Those will be both targets around there. Okay, and not only that, guys, if we go to the CME gaps, which is another very good, very important thing for tracking the Bitcoin price here, we have a gap which is coming here. Okay, it is here. We have a huge gap here. Okay, that would be in between 19. That would be here. That would be exactly $20,335 to all the way up around $21,110. So if you haven't heard about this strategy, the CME gaps, again, just to keep it summarized here, usually, so this chart is traded 5 days a week. So this is traded by kind of slash stock market kind of group, and the point of this is, since this is not 24/7, if the Bitcoin price pumps during the closing of the day that they were trading, it forms these gaps. You see, gap here, gap here. And the point of this is, usually if a gap is formed, 95% of the times, even if the Bitcoin price pumped here, eventually it's gonna fill that gap. And what do I mean by filling the gap? I would say wicks or weekly body or daily wicks or daily body candle closes, filling all the way up on the gap, and then deciding to either go down or up depending on what you're seeing there. And here it's very funny because form a gap here, remained a long time around here, filled the gap, and the next day to the next 2 days form another gap and kept going higher. So that's very interesting how that happened in that case. So I believe we're gonna eventually retest that gap because it's very near. Again, it's not a guarantee that every single gap gets filled, but you can see that almost every time it forms a gap, it eventually gets filled. This one, it formed a gap here, and then it took all of this to fill the gap, but you can see that eventually it did fill the gap here. Okay, so very beautiful, and it's very consistent, guys. So we have an upper gap here around $34,480 and $35,165. So we're gonna eventually reach that, no doubt about that. Okay, but right now seems like the Bitcoin price is going to fill this gap and then go higher. Okay, because of the recent monthly time frame changes, mainly because of that. And not only that, guys, I want to show you guys another quick thing. If we use a reverse Fibonacci retracement here, okay, we can see if we pull it like this, this has a beautiful confluence. So we are seeing here on the reverse Fibonacci retracement. So the point of this is when you're using Fibonacci retracement, so usually the price likes to retest this. There's a lot of yellow lines, but focus on this ones I'm seeing here, the 0.618 and the 0.65 Fibonacci retracement, and the same applies upwards. Usually when you pull Fibonacci retracements, the price likes to retest these yellow lines, 0.618 and 0.65 Fibonacci retracements. And what's very interesting about this, guys, is that this 0.618 and this 0.65, okay, is in confluence with the gap. So the gap is here, okay, and the 0.618 and 0.65 Fibonacci tracing is also in between this range, okay. So that has a massive confluence. And not only that, guys, you have confluence because of the double top price targets, closing below the monthly time frame on the 8 simple moving average, yellow line, on the weekly and the 2 weekly and the 3 weekly, okay, and closing below the 200 simple moving average in a weekly time frame. So that's all of the reasons mostly why, and the Shemitah rampage, okay. All of those reasons is why I sold all my Bitcoin and my Ethereum. but remember, guys, my invalidation point would be this, okay? I'm gonna show you when I'm going to be buying again, okay? Because it's not like I'm expecting $15,000 or $10,000 Bitcoin. That's very unlikely. That's almost impossible, okay? Yes, it does have a chance, but if you truly know about the charts, there's no reason why it's gonna do that. The only reason that that may happen is black swan events, and black swan events are not that easy to predict. I am expecting a black swan event in the following 2 to 4 months, mostly this month, October and November. And after that time frame, I'm looking for more upside. So short term and midterm, I'm expecting downside. But when do I say that, okay, this time is different and now we can expect a contribution to the upside? Well, my invalidation point, in summary, when do I say that I was wrong? In summary, I will say that when I see the Bitcoin price closing above the yellow line again. So if we see a fake out, which is we close below, if I see again the Bitcoin price closing above this yellow line, then I would buy a Bitcoin again, okay? Because I'm not gonna miss the boat, guys. Here, almost every single time, the Bitcoin price likes to stay above this yellow line, okay? So I can buy here, sell here, buy here, one fake out, buy again here, and still I will not miss the uptrend. So no matter the news, guys, technically speaking, the Bitcoin price will still follow the lines I'm showing you here, okay? Even with the C dump, you can see that the lines are still being followed, and that's a black swan event. So if that can be followed, almost any kind of news can be followed also. Doesn't matter. Most of it is already in the charts. But yes, we do have exceptions where news can affect the price individually. But most of the times that doesn't happen, guys, okay? Either to the bullish side or to the downside. Most of the times it's based on technicals, not news itself. And that's how it works, guys. It happens over and over again. If you truly study the charts, you're gonna see that, oh wait, so I'm expecting more downside here because, let's see here. Remember when, if you actually remember this, if you were on this time frame here. So here, you can see that the Bitcoin price did a huge dump, and it was out of nowhere. And people can blame a lot of different things, but the technicals were indicating that that was going to happen in that case, which is a head and shoulders, okay? Like for example here, I'm gonna show you guys. So how can you predict, in this case, this huge move to the downside? Very easy, guys. You just go, this formed a very clear head and shoulders. You know what? I'm gonna show you on the linear scale, because on the linear scale for this one was very accurate in this case. So here, this was the head and shoulders that it formed, okay? This is the head and shoulders. And you see you see shoulder, head, and shoulder. Break below, dumpage. And that is exactly what happened, guys. Okay, just boom. You see it here, guys. Boom, boom, and here. Target perfectly met. So you see here the support. Okay, here. Support, 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 break below, met the target. That's how you predict those movements, guys. You see the patterns, technical analysis. It doesn't matter whatever the news tells you. It does matter for the long term if it's bullish. Okay, that's what I only pay attention to the news and put more emphasis if I'm looking on the long term for like higher highs in long term time frames. But for short term, mid term, it doesn't really matter, guys. Really, it's just the sooner you know that, the easier would be to track this price. To keep it summarized like that. So now, guys, I do want to show you the last charts, and then I will go to the Caspa price here. But you can see here, this is my previous chart here. If we are looking at the Fibonacci retracements, another very bearish thing happened. So we use a macro Fibonacci retracement from this high to this low. Pump around this 0.5. Oh yeah, guys, I remember quickly here. I want to show you guys another big reason I believe that we already made a movement to the upside would be the following. Okay, it is because of this. So, wow. So if we use the Fibonacci retracement from midterm, from here to here, you can clearly see that the price already reached the yellow lines, the 0.61 and 0.65. That's the point. When you pull in this Fibonacci retracements, in summary, eventually you will expect a retest on this yellow lines, okay? And you can see perfectly, boom, resistance, rejection, fake out, retest of the 0.23 sets, pump, next line 0.5, and you can see so much support here, fake out and fake out, reach the 0.618 and 0.65 Fibonacci retracements, 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections on weekly time frames and pullback. That's how it works. The more rejections, especially on the higher time frames, the harder the rejection will be, and that's what happened. Plus, you have the bearish divergence, so it was very obvious. I realized about this later on when the Bitcoin price was around here. I was just like experimenting and looking around the charts, and I found that. I'm like, dang it. Found that later on, but still I took action. I still sold around $29,000 around here on my long-term time. Like I sold around 35% of my Bitcoin profits around these prices here, and I remember I was here and here, I believe, but most of it was around here, around 29,000 before it had that dump. And still, I'm expecting, in that case, a retest of the 0.23 sets Fibonacci retracement, okay? This is using the midterm Fibonacci retracement, okay? Long term will be pulling it from here to here, okay? And yeah, that's another reason why. And on the short term, for the targets, technically speaking, I did mention the inverse head and shoulders, which is this one. We have this, boom and boom. Break above, confirmation of the neckline, follow through, rejection, come through again. But technically speaking, the pattern is still in play, okay? So technically speaking, then you should expect, if you're following that pattern, for the price target to be met of 35,000 and $41,000, which I was expecting. I did mention that, guys. Okay, and the Bitcoin price also was forming again. Bounce, support, bounce on these purple lines. Close below, confirmation of previous support as resistance, dump pitch. So there were so many signs that this was going to happen in that case, like I mentioned in my previous videos here. So guys, right now, technically speaking, we are still forming higher lows here, technically speaking, higher highs. So midterm, this is still in an upturn. Long-term upturn, short-term very bearish. Okay, long-term upturn, midterm upturn, short-term very bearish. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to Caspa, guys. It's just I'm finishing here. I'm giving you a full update here. So yeah, here as the final things, guys. Okay, macro time frame here. We have the still, because of the all of the bearish signs I already told you before at the start of the video, that I changed my mind. In other words, I changed my outlook in what I was seeing. So the Bitcoin price had its chance to go higher to those targets at 35,000 and this around $32,000 level, which I was minimum expecting, at least $32,727. To all the way up around 41,000, but because of the recent changes here, and that's why I'm saying, guys, patterns that do not guarantee the price targets, but it does give you a high chance of actually fulfilling that. Technically speaking, this hasn't been validated just yet. So because you see the resistance, pullback, resistance, you know what? Support here, bounce, break below, resistance, 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 break above, support, support, bounce, support, 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 support. So this is retesting this level, okay? So technically speaking, until this closes 1 to 2 weekly body candle closes below $25,397, you cannot expect for this inverse head and shoulders midterm pattern to be invalidated just yet. But at the same time, the monthly time frame form a double top. Which one do I put more emphasis on? The monthly, because it's already breaking out, and it's a monthly time frame, guys. And not only that, but the midterm, it already completed the 0.618 and 0.65 on the midterm Fibonacci tracing, not this one, but the midterm, which I already mentioned before, plus closing below the weekly 8 simple moving average, below the 2 weekly, 1 3 weekly, 1 monthly, CME gaps on the reverse Fibonacci retracements, okay? And double top targets also in confluence, and also having the 0.236 Fibonacci retracement around $22,040. Also filling this wick. Usually the Bitcoin price doesn't like to go to keep going higher until it fills those wicks. Usually, not necessarily every single time, but most of the times when you see wicks like this, eventually you see the Bitcoin price retesting that wick. Okay, that would mean closing 1 weekly body candle close, at least filling most of the wick. Okay, it doesn't have to be fully like filled, but at least most of it. That's what the Bitcoin price usually likes to do, and you can see it here, like huge wick, retest, huge wick, retest, huge wick, retest, huge wick, retest eventually, huge wick, retest eventually, retest all of this eventually, pull back, wick here, bounce, fill the wick, boom, and another wick here. So I'm expecting that case filling that wick again. Okay, again, guys, this is what history shows us. That's the point of technical analysis. Previous patterns follow most of the times future patterns because of how it works with a high certainty. If you're taking all of this into consideration, that's why you cannot see only just one indicator and just see one bear sign. You have to evaluate a lot of different patterns and indicators that are very efficient and consistent, and combine them all into one, and then determine what you're gonna do. The higher the time frame, which pattern, and all of these things. So I follow all those things in the long term, guys. Okay, and huge falling wedge, support, resistance, resistance, support, break above, support, 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 follow through. And this has a target all the way up to the previous all-time high for the Bitcoin price. So this is a midterm, you know what, long-term pattern. But so this is a multi-year pattern. So this is going to take a multi-year time frame to play out, okay? So, but that would be the target, technically speaking. So still, it is very bullish for the long term, guys. Short term and mid term, I'm still expecting a retest around here and then go higher. But until we don't break below that neckline, then that's not going to happen. I'm front running this on the weekly because of the monthly double top, okay? So I am expecting more downside here, okay? And for all the previous reasons, guys. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing so far for the Bitcoin price, guys. That's my macro outlook here, and taking into consideration also the stock market crash, which I'm expecting on the following months. I can do an update on those very soon also, but in the meantime, that is what I'm actually expecting for the Bitcoin price, guys, okay? And that's what I'm looking to do. I already notified this on my Discord group, so if you need help navigating the cryptocurrency market, learning about all of these things in combination, what I'm looking for, all of these things, and also more on a more consistent basis. I don't publish as consistent on my YouTube channel as compared to my Discord group, and that's why, because in summary, I have my Discord group for a reason. I like to publish more there because, yeah, I'm putting more emphasis there, and I like to deliver more value there. And because of what I'm trading personally, I'm helping also other groups of investors also navigate this cryptocurrency market, both in Spanish and in English in that case. And that's why I'm putting more emphasis on those Discord groups. That's why I'm putting more emphasis on my other Discord groups, guys. So yeah, guys, if you would like to join, it's very affordable. Make it on purpose like that, so we can help you as much as possible. And yeah, it would be great to see you there. I really enjoy helping you guys as much as possible, and I look this as a neutral. If you want to see a neutral point of view, that's why you're seeing this YouTube channel. We are not biased. We are looking at the charts. We're looking at what is the most likely outcome based on what actually happens most of the times, not on speculation, not on things that cannot be proven or have a high chance of being actually the point of that, okay? Thank you guys for watching this YouTube video, guys. If you enjoyed this YouTube video, guys, leave a like, comment, and share this YouTube video with your friends. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Crypto Solutions, if you haven't subscribed yet, guys. And also, click the bell notifications to stay ahead in the cryptocurrency market using my cryptocurrency technical analysis YouTube videos, and for other altcoins, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency technical analysis YouTube video, guys. And also, guys, if you need help in the cryptocurrency market, had any questions, investing in short-term, mid-term, and long-term, I have an elite VIP crypto investor membership, which I cover 2 to 3 times per week. Technical analysis on various cryptocurrencies. It can be Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Chainlink. It can be HETS, it can be Binance, it can be Quant, ISO 222 tokens, it can be IOTA, XLM, etc. And I also post it's like a signals kind of thing, but it's more towards me showing you what I'm doing in this case, which is trading in the short term and mid term. I put on trading opportunities, which I'm going to show you right now, which are right here when you're seeing the midterm personal trading opportunities. Like this, I update you guys on my trading opportunities and when I'm looking to buy or take profits or sell. Also, when I'm doing dollar cost averaging, I also notify when I'm buying and selling which specific cryptocurrencies. This is not financial advice. But this can be used as educational, investigation, and also entertainment. So, and also, if you have any specific questions about if this cryptocurrency is good, what about this one? Will it be in the future? What will be the most likely outcomes? Things like that. I can definitely help you with that. I also take into consideration the total solar eclipses, the total lunar eclipses, the Shemitah cycles, and other very, very important indicators which I personally use to determine near bottoms and near tops in the bear markets and bull markets for the Bitcoin price. So yeah, if you need help, you can definitely click in the Patreon link in the description below, patreon.com/cryptosolutions. And that's how it works usually. Like I have the $50 per month in this case, crypto portfolio investment review, but that will be just one payment. So it will not be a per month basis. It will be just one verification. So if you're interested, you can definitely click on my Patreon link in the description below, Crypto Solutions. It will be, patreon.com/Crypto Solutions. And I will see you guys there. I really appreciate it, guys. And I will help you as much as possible. I will see you right now there, guys. Have a nice day, guys, and take care, guys. Thank you so much for watching this YouTube video, guys. Have a nice day, guys. Take care, guys, and peace out, guys.